All right, guys, welcome back. Now, the video you saw at the beginning of this woman climbing this metallic thing is a clip from an incident that occurred between customers of one of the banks in Africa called Access Bank. And this is how desperate one of their customers was trying to get access into a branch of this bank to pursue her interest with regards to her relationship with that bank as a customer. Now, today's story is also coming from this same bank. And this bank is a bank that is international, if I should put it that way. They have some branches in Ghana, but they are originally from Nigeria. So at least they exist in these two countries. And today's true crime story is one that really disgusts me, honestly. It involves one of their staff by name Stephen Ejezie, and he is alleged to have actually recorded over 400 videos of his own female colleagues at work whilst they were using the washroom. Yeah, you heard me right. So this guy is alleged to have taken his time to record and accumulate over 400 footages of his female colleagues whilst they were handling their business at the female washroom. His name is called Stephen Ejezie, allegedly. Now, I've gone through this story. I've read different articles on it. I've even listened to a news bulletin on it on one of the channels in Nigeria called Channels TV. I've also read several editorials on it, and I have a question on it. But let me first present the facts to you, and then I will go ahead and let you know what my question is. So, this guy called Stephen Ejezie, it's been alleged that he worked at Access Bank in one of their branches in Lagos, Oniru. If you don't know, Lagos is in Nigeria. Now, it's been alleged that this guy hid a camera in the bank's female restroom or washroom. And with that, he was able to record over 400 videos of naked ladies in that washroom whilst they were doing their thing. And these are all colleagues of his. Some reports are also saying that he was going there himself with his phone to do the recording. I will get into all that as I break it down. Now, this story is as recent as just over 4 days ago, because luck would eventually run out for this Stephen guy on the 24th of April 2025 after he was allegedly caught in the female washroom around 1:30 a.m. recording a female staff member whilst she was taking her bath. Now, if you are watching this, depending on how banking is done in your country, I'm sure you'll be wondering, why would a female banker be working as late as 1:30 a.m. and be taking her bath at the work premises in the process? Well, let me first get into that for you in case you have that question. So it's been alleged that this happened at a department within the bank. And it seems they were alleged to be working at the customer call center. And it's a department that is alleged to be working 24 hours around the clock. So they run shifts. And per that, those who work at night, they have been afforded the facility of being able to use a bathroom to freshen up, take a bath and everything whilst they are on duty at night. So they are comfortable. And that is where my question comes in. If that is the case, and if the reports are accurate, how did this guy, a male, get access to a female washroom? That is my first question, because I'm expecting that it shouldn't be such that a male can get access to it. Neither should it be such that a female can get access to that of a male. But just so you appreciate the question further, let me exhaust the details of what has been put out, and then we'll get back into this question. So, like I was saying, luck ran out for this Stephen guy on the 24th of April when he was caught in the female washroom around 1:30 a.m. recording a female staff member who was taking her bath. Now, according to the sources, the bank has then actually arrested this guy. But at the time that the female saw this guy in the washroom, she started screaming and making noise to call attention to what was going on in there. Now, this female was just taking her bath as usual. But then, in the process, she noticed a phone recording her from the toilet cubicle that was adjacent to where she was taking her bath. And she then drew closer and noticed that someone had closed the water closet seat and was making a video. So she just happened to have seen the camera by chance. And that was when she then raised the alarm. Now, the alarm attracted a number of people who were also on duty at that particular hour, and they rushed to the place. They tried to gain access into the toilet cubicle to see who was there, because it turns out that it was actually locked, and the lady was pointing that there's somebody there. I saw someone recording something with a camera. I saw the camera. I saw there was somebody there. So they started banging on the door. And when it was impossible for this guy to keep the door locked anymore, because now a crowd of staff had gathered outside of that door, he then opened the door, and they found out that no, there's somebody there, and he's actually a colleague of ours, and he is this person called Ejezie, and he's a staff, but a male hiding in a female washroom, and he's doing that record, and they saw him with the phone. Now, at this point, this Steven staff was confronted, and guess what he said? He told them that he doesn't even know how he got to the female's washroom. That was what he said. And they queried him about the recording he had on his videos, on his phone, the recorded videos of the female's bathing that he had on his phone. And he told them that he doesn't have an explanation. He couldn't explain. He could not explain. So it was at this point that the bank brought in the police, and this guy was arrested. And you would think it ends there, but I tell you, it gets crazier from there actually. And I think the police did a good job, because someone would have been like, oh, this guy is just a pervert, let's pick him up, case closed. But I would have advised under this circumstance that let's open a thorough investigation and probe into this guy, because this might not be his first time. And that was what the police did, because it turns out it wasn't his first time. Now, the police took this guy to the police station, locked him up, and then they raided his house the following morning. And guess what they found? They found his laptop, and when they gained access to it, they saw over 400 different videos of his female colleagues being either nude or naked in the washroom doing one thing or the other. And this guy was recording. Now, it still didn't end there, because the question was still begging. What was he using the recording for? Somebody would have felt that maybe he has this fetish of a sort where he watches it to pleasure himself. There are people like that. It's called voyeurism. But then, the police did an excellent job again, because it's been alleged that they probed further on to try to answer this question. And it has been rumored that he confessed to the police after they pressed on him that he has an Onlyfans account and a Telegram channel where he actually sells these videos of the nudes of these female colleagues of his. After he takes these videos without the consent of these female colleagues of his and without they even being aware. Yeah, that is how twisted and disgusting this case is, because you would wonder what would have gone through this guy's mind to lead him to such an end to be practicing this. And you would be wondering what type of person this person is, or what type of human or what attitude this person has towards his colleagues to be doing this. But guess what? When people who work with him, his own colleagues, were asked about him after he was caught, they said that this guy is a kind of person that is so nice, you wouldn't have even suspected him ever of doing anything wrong in a million years. Because he was so cool and he would always ask after people, oh, how are you doing? Oh, how is this person? It's been a long time since I saw him. Oh, God bless you. Oh, you look good. You look sweet. And that aside, he was also an exceptional agent at this call center. And that no one would have ever thought that this would come from him. And you see, that is what I've been saying most of the times in my videos. Stop judging from appearance. That criteria is no longer effective. Most people have learned how to pretend. So stop using that to determine who is good and who is not good. Because if you continue using that as a pretext or a yardstick to ascertain who is good and who is capable of doing something bad, you always end up being surprised after you are victimized. Because it will be like, I never thought this guy would do that. Instead, draw that conclusion that anybody is capable of anything under the right circumstances with the right motivation, and rather put controls in place to protect yourself and your loved ones. Now to my question. How did this guy get access to the female washroom? What controls were in place? Is it that the washroom is the same and is being used by both females and males? Or is it that the washrooms are gender specific, but then they are so close to each other, someone could easily sneak in? If that is the case, then it's wrong. If it's that the washroom is being used by both genders, it is completely wrong, and I don't expect that should be happening. But if it turns out that the washrooms are gender specific, but that they are so close to each other, I still think it's not the best. And I'll be wondering why nobody has picked that up within that institution if that's the case, because such things are likely to happen because there are a lot of perverts around. So you don't set washrooms up to be that close. Usually it's more advisable they are apart. So you don't have people like this guy sneaking into a female washroom or vice versa, and the excuse is, I missed the signage. No. If not for the fact that he was caught with recordings on his phones, he could have probably peddled that as an excuse, that he missed the signage and he thought he was entering the male room because they are so close. As it stands now, this guy is in the custody of the police. And imagine what is going into this, given the fact that it's been alleged he probably has sold the videos of these female colleagues of his on Onlyfans and on Telegram. Imagine the violation of these ladies. And he was really nice with them. You would think such a person likes you. Imagine he's your colleague at work. You would think, oh, this is a nice person. But look at what this guy was doing with them. And he keeps asking after people, how is this person? It's been a while I saw them. But yes, because he needs you to be at work, cheerful, so he can get videos of you. And you are sitting there thinking he's being sweet and lovely. People need to wake up and understand that most of the times, people who are utterly and overly nice to you usually have an agenda. Look at this guy's face. Most people are saying, oh, you wouldn't suspect him. But my question is, who would you suspect? Because sometimes the people you just look at and try to judge may not even be capable of doing this. It's usually the people you wouldn't suspect who will be able to surprise you. I'm following this case as and when there are updates. You know I'm definitely going to bring them to you. But then, let me know what you think in the comment section. What do you think this is going to do? How do you think this is going to play out? And it's just disgusting. I'm so angry when I researched on this case. I'm so angry. I'm just trying not to show it because he has violated them in a way that may never be redeemable, because it's on Onlyfans, allegedly. And if it's true, people will watch and download and it becomes a permanent thing there on the internet, because the internet never forgets. All for what? Some few dollars? I think this guy needs to get the harshest sentence if he's found guilty. That is my opinion. Let me know your opinions in the comment section. Keep an eye out. I always say this. Stay safe out there, and kudos to the lady who caught him. Just that unfortunately, she might actually be in one of the videos already. I don't know if she is, but still kudos to her. And I'm hoping that companies will take a cue from this, because this could be happening at other places. This could be happening. Be vigilant, stay safe. I'll catch you on the next one.